you love me now. Been betrayed so many times, I feel like Lord don't let me down. I mean.
All right, what's going on, everybody, man? This is Stormy of GLM, and this is Words to Freedom. With these words, we're here to free your mind, your soul, your body, what it is, man, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially, literally. So, again, we got Aaron Sims with us, season 2, episode 2, and really just chopping it up, man, and really just tapping back in and seeing how he has progressed over time. So, I mean, everybody, thank y'all for tapping in, and just comment, like, share, whatever y'all want to do, but stay here and listen to us and listen to the vibe, man. You are tapping into Words of Freedom. Let's get it. So, Aaron, man, what's new, bro? What's going on with you?
Hey man, I was looking back to the last time we had talked to each other too, and it's been about 4 months, about four and a half months, and it's crazy, because man, life ain't linear, man. I'm gonna say that life is not linear. But I'm glad to be here, man. Glad to be here. Glad to be alive. Glad to have a roof over my head, stuff like that.
So what's new, bro? Do you feel like you've been in the same space? Like, how have things changed since?
It's crazy that we having this conversation too, because like I said earlier, like this healing thing, and really dealing with a lot of things that you've never kind of dealt with before, like basically opening that box in the corner that you've never touched before, never had any hopes of ever having to encounter or deal with. Is definitely something that is all over the place at times. Like, you'll have a few days that'll be great, and you'll have that one bad day that can really revert you back to step one. And I've been going to a few therapy sessions, and really journaling a lot since last time we talked, and man, it's a lot. Like, this is not something that's easy, or it's definitely one straight line. It's definitely not something that's simple either. There'll be days where it's really complex.
So how do you feel that how do you feel therapy and journaling has helped you?
It has definitely helped me tremendously, to be honest, because I was never really a person to really better yet, I was never really a person that knew exactly how to express myself. So with that being said, because I never knew how to properly do that, I never did it. So doing this journaling thing, I thought it was really stupid at first. Not going to. I really thought it was stupid. I was like, bro, this is like, I'm not a kid. This is not a diary thing. But it turned into something where, kind of prevents you from, one, telling the wrong people, or basically, saying something too early, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense, because I mean, I'm glad that you brought that up too, bro, because I've tapped into a couple of therapy sessions, but I mean, and some sessions are expensive, bro. So it's like I took a time to really find a real therapist that's not gonna tax me. But
right.
In the meantime, what I've been doing is I journal. I read. I've been reading the Bible. I've been watching this show called what is it called? Lord Jesus. But it's been actually helped. The Chosen. Chosen is The Chosen. I think that's what it's called.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah, it's called The Chosen. It's just really just understanding, Jesus' story and everything, and how everything transpired. But it comes to a point where you literally just got to be truthful with yourself, and really just got to be transparent with yourself. And that's why I said this season is going to be full transparency, where people are going to get the raw to uncut and really understand, like, where whatever comes, like the growth mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, whatever avenue we take. And I feel like this car right here is going towards the avenue of mental health. And as men, it's hard to come by. And I was just on the call with my mastermind with a group of individuals, group of men that I talk to every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and our title was about trust, and literally not even just trust, but like literally just being blinded. But I feel like you said, it's hard to trust someone with your true feelings. It's hard to trust someone with, valuable information and something that you have really held on to for so long that you never truly told anyone, and you don't know how the next person is going to take it or if they're going to really help you with it.
Right.
And there's belief in the unknown. Personally, bro, you gotta literally, and this something that has helped me so far. Like, I trust in God. I trust that God is gonna make everything transpire that how it should transpire. Period. I do not put my trust in flesh anymore. I do not put my trust in people anymore. Because guess what? I'll tell you these things. I can tell it to God, but at the same time, I may need some counseling where I'm going to hear your words right now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I believe that God is going to help this person truly understand what I'm saying.
Right.
That's how I say things now. If there is a situation or somebody that you're dealing with a relationship, dealing with friendships, I ask God, let this person understand me. Let this person grow to be the person I truly love. Let this person truly have the patience to work with me. But also ask them, give me patience to work with this person. You know what I'm saying?
That's facts. And it's crazy that you bring that up too, because regarding the raw and uncut thing,
Yeah.
this journaling thing has basically kind of, it might turn into a book one day. I don't know, just because I understand now that a lot of things that I had, not only wrote in there but had experienced, I feel like somebody else is gonna definitely benefit off of that. But in going to therapy and in realizing a lot of things, I had realized also that they had diagnosed me for having post-traumatic stress disorder, and I was like, damn, that's something that I never thought, at 22 I would have to hear. I was like, damn, okay, it makes sense. It makes sense, based
From
on,
what, bro? From what?
I couldn't tell you.
You just don't know.
I don't know where it came from though. That's the thing.
Okay.
And it makes sense from certain reactions I would have to things and stuff like that. But um when I did had me take a test and I had saw the result and I was like, oh, I was shocked, but I wasn't. And that in itself kind of led me to even start journaling and stuff too, because I was like, all right, cool. Based on the traits of someone who does have PTSD, obviously those are something I've experienced myself. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna start doing this, see if this helps. And going back to what you said about basically or basically piggybacking off of what I said earlier about me really having a level of trust to be able to fully express myself. I have been blessed to be able to talk to someone that is my best friend now, but she has been in my life for a little over 2 years now, and it's crazy because it's like there isn't many people again that I don't really fully express to, but because I have that one person that is able to listen in unbiased opinion and stuff like that, definitely makes a difference.
Is this just a friend or it's like more than a friend?
This is my best friend.
All right. Just check it. Sometimes but and that's the thing. Like, you can have the best friend from that'll listen. Sometimes there's just that one person that listens to you outside of your significant other, outside of your family, that just really just listens to you, and they get you. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, that becomes your. I ain't gonna say that person, but when you messing with someone, that person that you're dealing with, they get to know you so well that they become that person that you can confide in, and
Right.
they should be. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't, that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? That's a thin line that you gotta break eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I feel where you're coming from. And I'll say with that, like continue to face that. And back to what you were saying about the journal. I'm gonna write a memoir this year. Literally.
That's
So
crazy.
my story is gonna be told this year. And it's gonna sell. People are gonna buy it. I don't care how many, but if at least one person buys my book, I will be grateful. Literally. So that's just me putting that out there on the podcast and letting it be known that I'm gonna work on that. I don't know how to start. I don't know how to finish, but it's gonna get done. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like people need to know, you know, who Stormy is and where it came from and what I went through and what I'm gonna continue to go through every single day. It's not gonna be the finishing of who Stormy is, but you know, maybe write a part 2 to who he's becoming. Literally.
And this is exactly why, you know, because the more I educate myself about, you know, the things that trigger me and things that make me feel this way and really understanding it, you know, even going back to the whole, you know, best friend thing, it's like we are very, very close. And like it's crazy that, you know, when you're around, you know, the right people, it doesn't take them long to understand, okay, this is how you feel. I know that this isn't usually how you feel, or this is, I can recognize like basically when you're upset or when you're, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's the most important thing that I feel like everybody should be able to experience, because it's like not having to over explain yourself on certain things and somebody already understanding. I think that's important. I think that's important. Now, communication is still key, but you know, having that's still important. That's definitely important.
I'm glad you brought up communication, bro. Because communicating is the biggest thing. Like, I mean, understanding people's side, like understanding individuals and the way they move, but still at the same time, you can't just guess. You know what I'm saying? Like, because one thing that a lot of people do hate is like that. Are you okay? Like, what's going on? Like, I may just be chilling. Like, just shut up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just chilling. But you know, there may be something wrong that you want somebody to acknowledge, but you don't feel like you showing it, but you showing it. You know what I'm saying? And somebody noticed that. And it doesn't even have to be the person that knows you. Some people just feel those vibes, bro. This ain't normally you. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But that comes in with the communication too, because you could be upset about something. This could be anybody that you talking to about situations or how you feel and things of that nature. And some people may not be able to comprehend what you're telling them, or they may not be patient enough to listen, take it in, and maybe not even give you want to hear them, or that person just want to be heard. And I feel like personally, me recently, in this, I still struggle with this, is literally understanding when to say something and when not to say something. Some people don't want to be helped. They just want to be heard. So I wait until somebody like, you know, what should I do? And I'm like, all right, now it's my turn. But if like you ain't asking me, I'm just gonna listen. I'm just gonna be the ear.
Right.
And that goes hand in hand in relationships, friendships, therapy. I mean, you probably when you talk in therapy, they probably ain't even ask you a bunch of questions. You just started chatting.
That's exactly how that went. They asked me a couple,
and then you just keep going. Cause you want to let it out. You just don't know where. You just don't know how sometimes. So once you start talking about these things, it's just gonna flow. That's what I've understood. So like when I listen to people, they just be talking. But it gotta be intentional, not just, oh, talk to me and let me just zone you out. Nah, I intentionally want to understand what's going on. I intentionally want to listen to you. that's where you had those moments where you, even if they feel like, and this is like, I'm gonna state it to a relationship because I be going through this all the time, but just really summarize what they said so they know that you was listening. You probably, you probably had that people, you wasn't even listening to me. Yeah, I was, because I heard this, and this, and this.
No, but see, that's the important thing too, because it's like, at least when I care, I can't say it like that, but basically like when people know I care, and people get surprised about this, and then especially my best friend, where it's like, it's not hard for me to listen and pay attention. You know what I'm saying? It's like that was never hard for me, no matter if I was relationships or friendships, and it never was hard, because like all you got to do is kind of just pay attention to what what they like, what they don't like, the things they like to do, things like that. Just pay attention and you'll realize if you stay around long enough. Yeah. Right. And I think that's something that's kind of helped me with communication with people. But even then, I'm not perfect. I have times where it's hard for me to explain. Like literally, it's hard for me to explain. And most of the time, it's really just needing somebody to listen and understand. It's because honestly, I ain't really need help as far as like, what to do next. It's more so just like being able to listen and being heard and understood. That's important. That's really important.
And I feel like that's the biggest thing sometimes. Like, bro, like, when people ask for quote unquote advice, they don't really want advice. They don't. They just they want you to listen. Even if it's some bullshit, they want you to listen. Literally. But because a lot of people hold a lot of people hold feelings in. A lot of people hold a lot of things in. So it's like when I have somebody that's gonna listen to me, I'm about to pour it all out. But you have to watch. You gotta watch who you tell it to, but you also gotta watch who you point your problems on. Sometimes it may not be problems. You just be venting. But sometimes you may run into where you're pouring your problems on someone, and that's selfish. You know what I'm saying? But with us, and that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna look at everything when people open up. It's not just them rubbing problems on people, but sometimes it happens, and I found myself doing that a couple of times. So I know what you mean. Where it's like you don't talk about a lot of things. You may not have a person that you truly talk to about things, but when you have that person, you got to be aware of if they're ready to listen.
Right.
Some people ain't ready to listen. And you may not be ready to listen to what they're going to say about the situation. You open up your mouth, you need to have an open mind. And that's what I had to learn too. When I open up my mouth about things and I feel like I'm right, I'm really wrong. And I wasn't trying to be cognitive of what they and how they broke it down to me. Like, nah, Stormy, you wrong. And I'm like, nah, fuck that. I ain't wrong. I'm right. But you gotta bite the bullet. You gotta bite the bullet. It's all, with men, it's pride. So yes, bro, communication is key. And it works on both ends. You gotta be able to speak, you gotta be able to take it, like hear it, you know what I'm saying? And really take it in. And once you can do that and be humble to listen, things get a little bit more peaceful.
Right.
Literally, like, bro, I'm pretty sure I may get more at peace, but I ain't never been this at peace, bro. Shit. Where like I can literally not care. Like I ain't gonna say not care, but I can literally shut up, listen, understand what's being said. And if I need to say something, I will. If I don't need to say something, I won't. I always been the person where I'm like, I gotta say something, but you really don't. Really don't. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I mean, like, and just to refer back to the whole patience thing too, because it's gonna make sense what I'm saying now. But um, like I mean, I was never the person that like, because most things I analyze before even saying. So it's like, all right, if it's not worth it, I'm not even gonna do it, right? And sometimes, like, as far as the patient things goes, like, um, it crazy how things work because again, this healing thing and really digging into the digging in to do that inner work really just takes patience because like it's gonna be great and then it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be great and then it's gonna be bad. Just like entrepreneurship, it's gonna be great and it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be great, it's gonna be bad. So it's like you gotta learn, or I'm learning now to really identify that and be like, okay, cool. Like maybe I just need a sec to rest and um analyze myself, really just analyze the situation and not try to force myself to, get through it in a sense. I'm saying so um but I am definitely I can definitely say this though, I'm definitely in a better place than last time we talked, that's for sure. Not only because definitely faith has become a big part in it. It always was, but it definitely has become stronger. Um, Second, the journaling and definitely therapy has helped so much, and then having my best friend definitely helped even more. So definitely having that kind of support system, and on top of that, the things that I'm doing, and obviously going to the gym, that's just something that never changed. But it's definitely been a lot more like, okay, I know where I'm going. I understand that some days aren't going to be great. I understand that if I continue to do what I'm doing now, I'll definitely be in a better position.
Okay. I'm glad that you said your faith is getting stronger because you remember when you asked me like, Stormy, how are you so strong on faith? How can I work on faith? Remember that?
Yeah.
And you literally was concerned, bro. And I feel like that was a point where you were extremely lost. But see, the thing is though, I was lost too. I was just taking steps. That's all I was doing. Like literally, those Monday motivations, all that stuff, like literally those calls I was doing, I was lost, bro. But I was reading the word, like literally. I was stuck. I was stuck on my my mind was on flesh. My mind was on the world, but my spirit was in the word. Like literally, when I read it, it flowed through me. But then I literally go back to living in the flesh, living in the world, being sinful, um, and being selfish, bro. Like what can I do to help me? You know what I'm saying? Or this and the third, or bringing light to me, things that, bro, this what I'm doing now is bringing light to things bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? Where people can really come be themselves and really let it out. This could become some therapy shit if it does. I don't care what it do. But I just wanted to be out there where people can be transparent. You know what I'm saying? So when you literally told me like, bro, like, how do you really work on faith? And I told you, I said, bro, literally reading devotions, reading the Bible, and truly having time to yourself. And to be real, who do you know that has been in business with us literally step back to get to have time to themselves? A lot of people have stepped back, but a lot of people have stepped so far back that still can't find themselves. So they're detouring to something else. You know what I'm saying? But we have people that's literally finding themselves and finding what works for them and making it work still to get to the same end goal. That's what it is. With faith, bro, faith is truly, obviously Hebrews 11:1, believing in things that you cannot see. So you don't know what's to come. You don't know when the success is going to come, but you believe that it's going to come. You don't know when you're truly going to fall in love with the person that you want to fall in love with, but it's going to come. You don't know when you're going to be the happiest ever until that day comes. But you believe that that day is going to come, right? Right. So I personally had to realize that I had to literally put my faith in God first. And with me reading and breaking things down, understanding a little bit, and I still got a long way to go. I'm nowhere near. I ain't even scratched the surface. But I understand that with still having faith, with having trust in God, anything is possible. Literally. Anything. And anything that you do that's not centered around God, and if whoever is listen to this podcast, listen to this call, and you don't believe in God and you believe in something else, that's fine. You believe in a higher being. I look, it is what it is, but I believe in God. So everything should be centered around Him. Relationships, business, friendships, activities, like whatever it is. Because I told my lady, I said, look, this year our goal is to put God in the middle of everything we do. Period. Every day before we go to bed, we pray. I don't care if we too tired. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I gotta wake you up out of your sleep. We ain't pray. Because I know for a fact, if we put God in what we're doing, it's not gonna work. And I wanted to work. If you don't pray, or I ain't gonna say pray, but if you don't, let's say in the business aspect, if you don't let God know what you truly want from what you're doing and letting it be intentional and purposeful, he you see what it done for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? And on the last call, I said my business depleted because I didn't surround it around God. I wasn't living truthfully. I was doing money motivations, but I hardly believe in what I was saying. It felt good saying it because I felt God was coming through me. But as soon as I got off that call, I went back to my sinful ways. I went back to my selfish ways. I went back to doing the same shit I was doing. Not changing, no growth. So, yeah, man.
And that's another thing too, because it's like, it's funny how things work sometimes, because the whole, a lot of people had to step back as far as the business and stuff like that. And it's just like, I feel like the reason for that is the same reason for, why a lot of people don't truly heal from things, because they'll probably have something they had experienced that they never dealt with. And it's like, everything that, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you react to, let's say, someone that doesn't agree with you in a way that's, doesn't agree with you, and you come back and you're offended, instead of, having, proper communication skills and all the other stuff, it'll affect how you talk to people you don't even know. Right. And something I had to realize was I had to really go back and ask my question, why am I doing the things I'm doing? Like, why? Like, what's the reason for, like, what? And it's like, don't try to lie to yourself and say, oh, this is the reason. Yeah. No, like, what's really the reason, bro? What's really the reason? And I had to really, like, ask myself that. I had to really ask myself, why am I doing this? And then, one day it came to me, and I just like, the reason I do this is simply because I like giving back. Like, I genuinely like giving back in any form. And it's something it took me a while to figure out, but it's something I had to do something to really understand, like, that's what my purpose is. You know what I'm saying? And, as far as having everything revolved around God, like, that's something that is more important to me than ever, and especially going forward, it's going to be something that's wildly important. Because it'll be the very thing that, if he's the center, it doesn't matter what comes and goes, right? It doesn't matter what comes and goes, doesn't matter what stays, doesn't matter what happens, as long as he's that center. And it's that I think I can have security in now. And it's crazy because I remember asking you, how do I forgive, bro? Like, how do y'all do that? Because I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how to do that. And it's like, with certain things, and you telling me, like, look, like, I'm gonna start sending you some stuff that you can read, the stuff that I look at every day, and then it just went from there. Literally just went from there. And it's crazy because I think forgiving was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do. But I had to do it because I realized what really forced me to want to, go ahead and learn how to do that was because I realized, look, I'm not trying to have this load for my future kids, my children, to have to carry. It'd be unfair to them. Right. So from there, I kind of just was like, okay, cool. I can do that. If that's the case, and if that's going to be the outcome, I can do that. I can do that.
Yeah. And that's a big part of it. That goes hand in hand because something I learned tonight, honestly, was there's 3 steps to it. 3 steps to well, it's a step past forgiveness, right? There's mercy, then there's trust. The one way, and I'm glad you listened to me with the forgiveness because I still struggle with it too, but I feel like now I've been forgave a lot of people where it's like it's getting, it's just getting. Yeah. So understand God with us. He forgives us for our sins, right? He gives us mercy. It could be like you sin and he can strike you down right now, but he gives you mercy. Then he trusts in you to trust in him. Is it making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta one step at a time. So when you forgive, you have to give mercy. Literally. So, and this is why a lot of people lose friends. This is why a lot of people lose business partners. This is why a lot of people lose relationships. Because you've been hurt so bad. And this goes hand in hand with communication. Communication is the biggest thing. That's probably gonna be the title of this episode anyway. But communication, because even if somebody did you so wrong, God wants you to forgive them. So you should forgive them. You give them mercy. This is just, let's say this is a person that you truly want to be with, and they did you wrong, but you forgive them. Step 1, you forgive them. You literally like, okay, we communicated, you told me, I forgive you. I do. Doesn't mean you have to forget it, but you have to forgive them. You give them mercy. You got to be merciful. Where it's like, you're not going to be vengeful. You're not going to hate them. You're not going to them. You're not going to do anything. They did what they did, but that was just a learning point. That was just that was a roadblock. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people can't get past that, so they just leave. Then you get to a point where you have to trust. Doesn't mean you got to trust in them, but you got to trust in the situation. You got to trust in that God wants this to be. You get what I'm saying? So, and this goes with anything. I trust anybody that's still in my business. I trust that God placed them in my business still to one, help me grow or help themselves grow or to make some type of impact. Relationship wise, the person that's in my life, I trust in God to make them so strong to uplift me, but uplift my family, the family that we may soon to have. Uplift themselves, become a better person, help each other become better. I trust in God to show them what love truly is, show me what love truly is. So working step by step and understanding that, you know what I'm saying? That's where the peace is going to come. That's where forgiveness comes from. Forgiveness ain't a one thing. You got to take steps into forgiveness because you can forgive, but you won't forget it. And you're going to hate that person. Oh, I forgive you, but I don't fuck with you. Is that truly what you're supposed to do? No. No. I forgive you. I give you mercy. I'm not going to avenge you. I'm not going to do anything to you. I blindly forgive you. I trust that God goes out and bless everything that comes in your life. And you never got to talk to him again. That's going to hurt them so much, they're not going to know what to do. They're not. And that's you communicating step by step, just like that. And I promise you, you will feel so at ease.
Definitely a fact. That's definitely a fact. And it's like, it's crazy because that's one of the reasons why I had, really pursued learning how to forgive, because I was like, look, I'm not a person that hates anybody. It's not in me. So it's like when I had to face those things I had to forgive and the people I had to forgive, definitely, still taking some work, still taking it one day at a time, but it's more so like that was the overall goal. Like I was aiming to do this because I don't want to hate you. Right? And I don't want to hold that weight in my heart. See, so it's crazy because it's like, a series of events led up to me actually taking charge and actually learning how to deal with, mental health issues and stuff like this. So, in the end, it is a blessing to have to go through something like this, because not only do I have the experience now, but I have those growing pains to be able to tell somebody, look, like I was there. I was there, bro.
And I feel like everybody should be at that point of, or they should get to the point where they can literally do that, because the next person is going to need help. I wasn't always this person, bro. I just became this person. Imagine if I was this person a year ago. I could have helped so many people, but things could be different. I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't ready for this. The discipline, the consistency. I wasn't. Personally, the level-headedness, I wasn't. And that showed me, that showed me where I needed to go. That showed me who I didn't want to be no more. That's growth. So it's like the conversation that you're saying right now, the things that you're saying, the testimonials, everything that you're saying right now, you use this platform, use a platform to help others. That's what this is for. To give others advice or give people a space to communicate, to talk about it. Literally. Because you may be an individual telling people what you went through. Like when you was in an accident, when you thought you were supposed to die. But you here literally talking today, striving for greatness every single day, hitting the gym every single day, looking good as ever, bro. Proud of you.
Appreciate you, man.
But that could motivate the next person that follows you on Instagram, that follows you on Facebook, that follows you on Snapchat, follows you on Twitter, follows this podcast. Something that you're doing motivates somebody. It does. And for you to open up your mouth and communicate the things that you truly have went through, going through, and that's gonna go through. Because we got to understand that communication affects everything. The way you communicate affects everything. Anything you talk about, anything you bring, when you open up your mouth, it affects. It can motivate, it can demotivate, it can hurt, it can heal. Your words are strong. Your mind is strong, your words are strong. Your mind connects to your words. So everything that you think, learn how to say it. That's what I'm learning right now. Whatever conjures up here, I want to say it properly, that it comes out the proper way, that it doesn't come out as venom, but it comes out as medicine, or, however you want to take it. You know what I'm saying? And that's where you got to find your balance. That's why a lot of people don't really talk much, because they know that it may not be the proper thing to say, or they're still reevaluating what they should say.
I agree to that. I definitely agree to that. That's more so, why I, do the whole thinking before I say type of thing, because I understand, even me personally, how impactful my words can be, positive or negative. So it's like I'm definitely more aware of what I'm saying or what I'm going to say because of that. And definitely the whole communication thing is something that is something that I feel like a lot of people should work on, for the simple fact that it's like, like it could be the one thing that might, help whatever, platonic friendship or romantic you may have. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, I'm definitely, definitely learning a lot about, struggles, about mental health, about a lot of things that a lot of this isn't talked about in our community. And it's just like, I'm glad it's being more aware now. But for the most part, it's just, it's something that definitely should be normalized. And the crazy thing is that, I've been really tuning into this podcast. Is called Express Yourself Black Man. And it's just one thing that also has really brought more awareness to certain triggers I may have or certain things I may be dealing with. I'm saying, so basically just really finding any avenue I can to basically get better. Right. And that's basically the most important part, because wanting to get better is the first step, but actually taking action to do so is important.
So I'm glad you said that with the action part. So what's the next steps that you're gonna take to take action to continue to help you heal?
Really just learn more about myself. Because those are things where it's like I didn't want to know, because they were so intense and because they were so dark in a sense. Like they were so heavy and so they were the opposite of positive, and it was so impactful and so intense that I didn't even want to look at it. I didn't even want to. Nope. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. But I also realized that might be where my power is, because of the fact you're able to face those very intense and dark things and heal from them, or at least recognize those things in yourself, that I think that is something that's huge, because a lot of people, they know, but they don't want to know where it's rooting from. They don't want to know where it started, where it comes from. You're angry, but angry about what and why? You're upset, but why? Where's it coming from? You're bitter about whoever. Why? Where is it coming from? I'm saying, so it's like that type of stuff, basically just learning more about myself and really just continuing on this path that I'm on now. Really just being able to express myself positively and having a safe space to do so, because especially for a lot of men, we don't have a lot of safe spaces for us to express our feelings. We don't. And it's like now, it's becoming more aware where it's like, yo, like, men should be able to, express themselves. But it's still so deeply rooted that it's hard for men to properly do that and believe in that, right? It's becoming more aware, as time goes on, but it's definitely a proven fact that a lot of guys do not have a safe space, in a holistically authentic safe space for us to express ourselves. So a lot of it gets internalized, and then it ends up either turning you into somebody you're not, or or worse.
So why do you feel like men don't have that safe space? Because this is something I've been talking about lately, and this is something that you're gonna see something soon come out within the next week or so. Why is it so hard for people to have a safe space, or black men, to have a space, but they probably got a group chat with a bunch of the homies?
You can't express yourself like that, sir. You can't. You cannot. And here's my thing. I have bros, but the first thing, it's so weird with a lot of, especially black men. Like, you have a group of your friends, all black men, right? Y'all all bros. Y'all probably been friends for a long time, and that's that one thing, that one part they ain't never seen from you. That one person, that one part of your personality they ain't never seen. And I seen this on the Express Yourself Black Man IG page. He shared why black men aren't prone to expressing themselves, especially to a woman, right? It's because once I do so, right, your perception of this strong person, or this person that's let's say this person that is assertive and stronger, anything masculine, that perception immediately changes now, or will change, right? And not only that, but same thing with your bros, the people you've been friends with, their perception of you has changed. And there's a few fears why people don't. There's plenty of reasons why people don't, but the main one, or the most popular one, is because they won't feel accepted. And now you're going to look at me like I'm weak because I did so. These are the two biggest fears, on top of many others, that a lot of men, a lot of black men deal with personally. This is something that, not only I've experienced, but something that I've seen.
Why does that matter?
What, the perception?
Yeah. Why does that matter?
And it's crazy because it's like, most of my life I never really, cared for how people saw me. But that was that one piece where it was like, okay, nah, like I can't do that with you. Mostly because, again, it goes back to the trust level thing, and how can I trust that you're going to be able to hear this, and how you view me won't change. And it's like, again, that shouldn't matter.
Right.
It should, because if they're your true friends and they're people that really care about you, that wouldn't change a thing, right? But I feel like that's something that, at least something that I had to, get over, or get through, to really be like, okay, cool. Like that's probably not a real friend then. Probably not somebody you really trust them. Because if you don't trust them to see this part of you, then you probably don't trust them. Or the level of trust isn't there.
And the thing is, if you're not truly, like you said, if you don't trust them or you don't trust them with the information, guess what? You're not giving them the real you.
Right.
Somebody has a perception of you that's not really you. You only give them a little bit of who they think you are. So how do you truly know who you are? That's the biggest thing, and that's what we're gonna talk about on another episode. But that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you literally, people only know a certain point of who you are to a certain extent when you hide things,
Right.
when you can't truly open up. And if you can't truly open up to that person or whoever your friends is or circle is, they shouldn't be your friends. You know what I'm saying? Shouldn't. Or you just label them as associates. But if I call you my best friend and I don't care if I'm going through something, bro. Listen to me. Look. And my friends know, like when I'm going through something, especially if it's like about a woman or life, like I get to chatting, bro. Listen to me. Feel me. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna listen to you. But you should definitely have some people around you that actually is down to listen and down to really understand, like, okay, or give advice or truly don't look at you a certain way. Like they don't look at you a certain way if you become vulnerable. Like I got some of the toughest friends out there, bro. Like
For real.
and it's like it comes to a point where they break. They literally break. Got this one friend, like probably the most nonchalant motherfucker out there. He becomes vulnerable too. And it may not just be with me. It may be with somebody else. I become vulnerable with my special person. You know what I'm saying? But I also become vulnerable with my friends. Like, literally, if I'm going through something, I trust God is gonna understand, like help you understand where I'm coming from. And it usually goes down like that. So, so boom, bro. Moving forward, I'm gonna continue to check in with you, but I want you to continue to do the things that you said that you're doing. I want you to do more. I want you to start the book if that's what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Do what makes you happy. Literally. And if you ever call me talk, I'm here, bro. Literally. But yeah, so stay consistent with what you're doing. And you consistent in the gym, so don't let anything else fall behind. Because like you said, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So you shouldn't be doing one thing consistently and not the other things.
Right.
And I'm gonna work on that too. I gotta be extremely consistent because my word of the year is consistency. So I have to be consistent with certain things. So like that's why I'm going to the gym in the morning. I have to. Looking to be down at least 230 by June. So
Oh, you can do that.
yeah, bro. Like, I just need 30 more pounds. I'll be Gucci.
That you could do that.
And then I'm gonna have to start looking to get a new wardrobe. I'm excited for that a little bit.
That's the final
But
step. Final step.
yeah, bro. Literally. But I'm glad that you got on here, bro. And this, like I said, the last time wasn't gonna be the last time. This ain't gonna be the last time. And for y'all that's out there watching, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And what's your Instagram? Shout it out real quick.
My Instagram is chairman_AARONS. So chairman_Aaron S. So, yeah, man. Definitely, definitely is a pleasure tuning in with you, man. And I love how you created this YouTube channel, this podcast, basically where a lot of people can come, not only in a relatable, because the one thing, man, is that a lot of people go through things and it's like the one thing they feel like is they feel like they're alone. And it's like, I promise there's somebody else that's going through the same exact thing. Not saying they're tougher than you or they're gonna make it through better. No, they're experiencing the same thing. So you were never really alone. I love how you created that kind of space with these podcasts, with this YouTube channel, because a lot of people, man, they out there and they struggling and not saying nothing.
And I say that y'all are not alone. We go through shit too. And that's what this is for. Like I said, these words are to free you from the mental shackles, spiritual, financial, physical, whatever you got going on. It's here to free you, where you can be free, you can be transparent, you can be yourself, and you can grow every single day without someone having to, what we say, really judge you and put that persona on you, man. So, Aaron, I'm proud of you. Till next time, love you, brother. And just keep going, keep getting to it. Holla at me, whatever you need to do, shoot me a text. But, this is Word of Freedom, and then we out. Love, bro.
Love, bro.
Say you love me now. Been betrayed so many times, I feel like Lord don't let me down. I mean